Zach pushed back from the table, saying he was heading to Clayton Forrest's office to leave a dozen jars of honey. "Can I go?" I asked. August knocked over her sweet tea, a thing so unlike her. You did not associate spills with August. With May, for sure, but not August. Tea ran across the table onto the floor. I thought this might set May off, the tragedy of a spilled drink, but she only got up humming, "Oh, Susanna," without real urgency, and grabbed a towel. "I don't know, Lily," August said. "Please." All I really wanted was some time with Zach and to expand my world by visiting the office of a real-life lawyer. "Well, all right," she said. The office was situated one block off of Main Street, where Rosaline and I paraded into town that Saturday more than 3 weeks ago. I didn't look like my idea of a law office. The whole operation was really a large house, white with black shutters and a wraparound porch with big rocking chairs, which must have been for people to collapse into with relief after they'd won their cases. A sign on the lawn said Clayton Forrest, attorney at law. His secretary was a white lady who looked about 80 years old. She sat at a desk with the reception area, putting on fire-red lipstick. Her hair was permed into tight curls that had a faint blue cast. "Hi, Miss Lacey," Zach said. "I brought more honey." She worked the lipstick back into the tube, looking mildly and annoyed. "More honey," she said, shaking her head. She let out an overdone sigh and reached into the drawer. "The money for the last batch is in here." She dropped an envelope onto the desk. She looked over at me. "You're new." "I'm Lily," I said. "She's staying with August," Zach explained. "You're staying in her house?" she said. I wanted to tell her that her lipstick was bleeding into the wrinkles around her lips. "Yes, ma'am, I'm staying there." "Well, I'll be," she said. She gathered her pocketbook and stood up. "I've got an appointment with the dentist. Put the jars over there on the table." I pictured her whispering the news to all the people in the waiting room who were there about to get their cavities drilled. "This white girl, Lily, is staying with the colored Boatwright sisters. Now doesn't that seem strange to you?" As she left, Mr. Forrest came out of his office. The first thing I noticed was his red suspenders. I'd never seen a thin person wear suspenders, and it was a nice look, the way they matched his red bow tie. He had sandy hair and bushy eyebrows that curled towards his blue eyes, and a smile crinkled in his face that signaled a good person. So good that apparently he couldn't bring himself to get rid of Mrs. Lacey. He looked fine to me, he looked at me. And who would this pretty young lady be? Lily, I could not remember what last name I had currently used. I think it was because he'd referred to me as pretty, which had been a shock to my system. Just Lily. I stood there looking gawky, with one foot tucked behind the other. "I'm staying with August till I go to live with my aunt in Virginia." Him being a lawyer, I worried he might ask me to take a lie detector test. "How nice. August is a good friend of mine," he said. "I hope you're enjoying your stay?" "Yes, sir, very much." "What case are you working on?" asked Zach, stuffing the envelope of honey money into his pocket and setting the box of jars on the side table by the window. It had a framed "Honey for Sale" sign on it. "Run-of-the-mill stuff, deeds, wills. I got something for you, though. Come on back to the office and I'll show you." "I'll just wait out here and arrange the honey," I said, hating to intrude but mostly feeling uncommonly awkward around him. "You sure? You're welcome to come too." "I'm sure. I like it out here." They disappeared down the hallway. I heard the door close. A car horn on the street, the blast of the window air conditioner that dripped water into a dog bowl on the floor. I stacked the jars in a pyramid. 7 on the bottom, 4 in the middle, and 1 on top. But it looked misshapen, so I took it apart and settled for plain rows. I went over and inspected the pictures and covered one whole wall. First, it was a diploma from the University of South Carolina, and then another one from Duke University. Next was a picture of Mr. Forrest on a boat, wearing sunglasses and holding a fish about my size. After that, Mr. Forrest shaking his hands with Bobby Kennedy. Last, Mr. Forrest and a small blonde-headed girl standing in the ocean. She was jumping over a wave. The spray made a blue fan behind her, a peacock tail of water, and he was helping her, lifting her up over it with his hands, smiling down at her. I bet he knew her favorite color, that what she ate for afternoon snacks, everything she loved. I went and sat on one of the two red sofas in the room. Williams. My made-up last name finally came to me. I counted the plants in the room. 4. The floorboards from the desk to the front door. 15. Closing my eyes, I pictured the ocean stretched out of the color of fresh polished silver, the white froth on it, light scattering everywhere. I saw myself jumping a wave. T-Ray held my hand, pulling me up and over. I had to concentrate so hard to make this happen. 32 names for love. Was it unthinkable he could speak one of them to me, even the one reserved for lesser things like peanuts in your Coke? Was it so out of the question that T-Ray knew I loved the color blue? What if he was home, missing me, saying, "Why, oh, why didn't I love her better?" Miss Lacey's telephone sat right there on her desk. I picked up the receiver and dialed 0 for the operator. "I'm making a collect call," I told her, and gave her the number. Almost faster than I would have believed, I heard the phone in my house ringing. I stared down the hallway at the closed door and counted the rings. 3, 4, 5, 6. "Hello?" His voice caused my stomach to pinch into my throat. I was unprepared for the way it buckled my knees. I had to sit down in Miss Lacey's chair, sprawled-legged. "I have a collect call from Lily Owens," the operator said. "Will you accept the charge?" "You're goddamn right I'll accept it," he said. Then, without waiting for me to say P. Turkey, he launched right in. "Lily, where the hell are you?" I had to hold the phone from my eardrum for fear of him rupturing it. "T-Ray, I'm sorry I had to leave, but you tell me where you are right now. Do you hear me? Do you have any idea the trouble you're in, busting Rosaline out of the hospital? Holy shit, what are you thinking?" I'll tell you what you were. You were a goddamn fool who went looking for trouble and found it. Because of you, I can't walk down the street in Sylvan without people staring at me. I had to stop everything and search for you all over creation, and meanwhile the peaches have gone to hell. Well, quit yelling, all right? I said I was sorry. You're sorry? Ain't worth a shitload of peaches, Lily. I swear to God. I called because I was just wondering something. Where are you? Answer me. I squeezed the arm of the chair till my knuckles hurt. I was wondering, do you know what my favorite color is? Jesus Christ, what are you talking about? You tell me where you are. I said, do you know what my favorite color is? I know one thing, and that I'm going to find you, Lily, and when I do, I'm going to tear your behind into pieces. I lowered the receiver back to the cradle and sat on the sofa again. I sat in the brightness of the afternoon, watched the hem of light under the Venetian blind. I told myself, don't you cry, don't you dare cry. So what if he doesn't know the color you love best? So what?